join me today. My name is Eileen Smith, and in this video, we're going to be talking about podcasting. Hey guys, Eileen Smith here, and in a previous video, I asked you if you'd like hearing background music on videos or even when you're listening to podcasts. You all said yes. Today, I want to show you how you can use audio tracks to play in the background of your podcast episode. We're going to use the Spreaker Studio app. So come on, let's get started. We started off over here in the YouTube audio library, and we found a track that we don't have to give attribution to. And so I've already downloaded this one. It's called Does It Float? Next step is to upload the file to Dropbox so it'll be available when we open the Spreaker Studio app. Now you recognize the Spreaker Studio app. It's the red one that has the record on it. Now, when you go into the app, you'll see first that you can add effects because this is our effects menu. So we're going to click on the add effects. Now you have choices. The one that we're going to take is browse because remember, we uploaded the file to Dropbox, but we could have also used Google Drive. So just so you see the choices there, Dropbox or Drive, all right? And what I did was I put a few zeros in the front of the file name so that it would be easy for me to find, especially for this demo. And so now you see there's a 3-minute track there called Does It Float? One of the things we want to check is that this auto ducking feature is on because the auto ducking tells the app how loud that background music should be. We can always increase that. So let's just say we wanted that music to be really subtle in the background. Okay, so now we're going to leave it on. So now we'll go back and we'll just do a quick recording. And this is going to be the Miss Eileen Speaks podcast. We'll do it offline. We could go live if we wanted to, but we're going to go offline. Hey guys, welcome to the Miss Eileen Speaks podcast. In today's episode, we're talking about the Spreaker Studio app. Stay tuned. That's what's coming up in today's episode. You want to learn more about how to use amazing podcasting apps like Spreaker Studio or Anchor or even the Podbean app? Be sure to subscribe and I will see you in the next video. Peace. Yes, I figured that because I've been hearing a lot of talk about the background music, especially over on Anchor, because when you're on Anchor, and you record, especially if you're on your iPhone, and you're starting to add in the background tracks, you play back to preview before you publish. And a lot of people are complaining that the background music has got too loud. Well, it turns out that it's only loud in the preview and it won't actually show up in the recording of the podcast. But you still don't get a chance to really hear how well your voice has projected over that background music. And so I wanted to make sure that you know that you have other options. So you can use the Spreaker app, and it's Spreaker.com. And if you want to sign up for Spreaker, you can start off with a free account. And that gives you access to the mobile apps. In the Spreaker mobile apps, you have one app where you can listen to podcasts and you can share your podcast from that app as well. But you also have the Spreaker Studio app, which I just did in that demo. I just showed you how you can actually record. And best of all, because you guys know I love it, you can live stream in the Spreaker Studio app. So you can live stream your podcast. Live streaming does not have to be just live streaming for video. So I do have some comments, but I also have a cool new way to bring up the live chat, and I can bring them up on screen now, and this is using EcammLive. And I am Jason Allen says, I would love a feature like this. My I'm assuming he means for my Facebook Live broadcast. And if you're talking about me bringing up these comments on screen, if that's the feature you're referring to, Jason, let me know for sure. In that case, then you need EcammLive. Now you can find the link for EcammLive in the description of this video, but I'll tell you that you can go to my affiliate link, and that's eileen.link/EcammLive, and that's with 2 M's. Okay, so there's that. So now let's bring up the next comment. Also, my friend John Wayne is here. So he said, do you know anything about the new advanced procurement portal app? Actually, John, no, I don't, because even though that's something that we get involved with at my day job, I don't get involved in that end of the business. I usually just do the marketing and all that good stuff. And you know me, I'm your digital media tour guide. So here we go. So Jason, I'm sorry, Larry Snow is here. Hey Larry, how are you? And Larry has been helping me test out this app as well as any other podcasting apps and things that we use. But this app that I'm talking about now is EcammLive, and this one is it integrates with Skype. And in fact, when I talked about the EcammLive link, there's that link. I'm able to bring that up as an overlay as well. So I may need to go in here and change the color of it. So let me tweak that, because that color is not dark enough. So let's go in here and make it a little bit darker. Now it's a little bit easier to see with my background, although I'm kind of far from the mic. So let me get back over here. There you go. So this is the tool that I'm using here for this broadcast. And I see my friend Jen is here. So hang on. I'm going to get your comments up on screen. And I like this way of bringing comments up is because of the fact that I can bring them up one at a time. And actually, I didn't realize that Shelby was here first. So let's see. Shelby says, is Facebook Live audio available on iPhone or just Android? I have iPhone and don't have the feature. Yes, Facebook Live audio is available on iTunes. They just move the button. You know, Facebook always likes to move the cheese, Shelby. So, so what they did was they moved that button, and I actually have a video tutorial to show you where they move the button. Well, what you have to look for is the circle with the 3 dots in it. It's a circle with 3 dots. Right before you're getting ready to go live, you're looking like you're getting ready to go live video, but you want to look for the circle with the 3 dots. And when you click that on, that's where you'll see live audio. Now, they moved it from where I showed in a previous video. So I had to do a makeup video for that. And I did that, but I'm not sure if you saw that one. So, and Jason says, by the way, thank you, Eileen. You're welcome, Jason. And yes, adding the background music on the Spreaker app is super easy. You can do it on Anchor. It's easy on Anchor as well, but you can't always hear the actual balance between your voice and the music. And so that's not really a good thing, because you want to make sure that you're able to project your voice over top of the music. The music is not supposed to be the main attraction, right? You are, because it's your show, or your guest if you're doing an interview show. So Jen is here. I love EcammLive and use it all the time. How are you using it on YouTube? Using a streaming key? Oh, Jen, you haven't been over in our group lately, have you? Because Jen and I are in a beta testers group for EcammLive. But Jen, I think you missed the last update. You don't need the stream key anymore. And actually, with the stream key, I would not be able to bring these comments up on screen. So I'm glad I'm not using the stream key. And you can get the updated version probably if you just go over to your EcammLive beta app and ask for the update. Now, if you're not in that group, which I think you are, Jen, but if you're not, message me on Facebook and I'll hook you up, honey. But yeah, so a couple things going on here, and I just want to make sure that everybody is on the same page, because we're really talking about podcasting. Okay, but this app that I'm using here to do this live video streaming is so exciting that I do want to segue now over into talking about the EcammLive app. And I did talk to my friend Larry Snow earlier and mentioned that I would be I just realized, I'm sorry, Larry, I won't be able to do it because Skype has crashed on me. Oh, no, it let me get back in. Never mind. I take that back. Skype did crash, but all I did was say I wanted to close it out, and it opened back up. But I didn't want for it to do that. I didn't want for it to open up the empty window. So we took care of that. So, that's not Ecamm's fault. That's Skype. Okay. And Jen says she thinks she is in that group. But well, you'll know if you're in the group because your version of Ecamm, when you open it up, it'll say EcammLive Beta. And if it doesn't say beta, then you let me know. Okay, sweetie? All right. And then, oh, okay. You already pinned that comment earlier about how you love EcammLive. So, just a real quick recap about EcammLive because I have to give them credit because this app is probably one of the most incredible apps that I've used, especially for live streaming. It's definitely the most incredible app I ever used for live streaming because I can live stream into Facebook. I can live stream into Periscope. Yeah, Periscope. Isn't that something? And I can live stream into, I just sent you a request, Larry, by the way, over there on Skype. And I can live stream on Twitch. And as you can see here, I can live stream on YouTube. All of that with this app. And I can bring those comments up on the screen. And let's bring Larry's comment up again. And I'm not sure if he's available now on Skype to come in. But, and I wish I knew how to turn down those little sound effects from Skype. I'm not sure.
The person whom you're trying to reach is currently unavailable.
Nope.
Please leave a message after the beep.
That was a fail. Okay, Larry. Yeah, that was a fail. So we'll hang up on that. Okay, guys. No biggie. So what can happen is if the person is connected with you on Skype, you can call them, and you usually would set that up before you go live, right? Because of what just happened. You don't want that interrupting your broadcast, but you can call the person on Skype and you can actually bring someone in, and you can actually bring in more than one person. So you can have your multi-person broadcast with this tool, EcammLive, and you can do that on all those platforms that I mentioned earlier. Now, yeah, you can even do that on Twitch. Now, with Twitch, okay, Larry, you have to hang up because I have to call you. That's the only thing about this Ecamm. In order to bring him in, I have to call him. So he had tried to call me back. And hopefully we will get this going this time. And it looks like, hang on, guys. There you go.
Hold on.
And we have our friend Larry Snow, and this time I can actually hear him. We tried this a few times in the past, guys, and I couldn't hear Larry. And so this is just a tip to tell you guys in case you ever do get EcammLive and start using it. My settings on Skype were wrong. So I was trying to use the wrong device to listen to any of the incoming sounds. So, Larry, how are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
Okay, good. I don't know if you got a chance to see any of my demo of Spreaker or if you had ever tried it before. Well, hey, hi, Rob. I'm so sorry, guys. I think the Skype integration is what is taxing my computer. So, unfortunately, Larry, I am going to force quit the Skype. And thanks, Rob Greenlee, for showing up. And Larry had already hung up. Okay, good. So, okay. Now, Skype was giving me problems. If you guys remember, when I opened Skype, it said Skype has rebooted. So Skype was an issue. And I'm not going to get too concerned about that because I constantly hear people saying that Skype gives them problems. So I wish there was another way that I can bring people in. And hey, Beauty Bubble, thank you for coming. And first, let me put Rob's comment up. And yeah, I'm having little problems now even with the Ecamm because of the Skype issue. So it's okay. You guys can still see me, I hope. It's hard to tell because right now I have the beach ball. And so I can't tell if you guys can see me or not. So let me see if I type into the chat. I can't type into the chat either. Oh, there you go. It came back. And so, can you hear me? And so, yeah, sure. You're welcome, Rob, for the support of Spreaker. And I love the Spreaker app, and I think that there are so many people who overlook the benefits of using Spreaker. And so I'm happy to spread the word. And by the way, Rob, Sergio is supposed to be getting in touch with me for my code, and he hasn't gotten in touch with me for that. So if you could put a bug in Sergio's ear, I would appreciate that. So I'm going to go and see if YouTube started another video for me or if this is the same video, because I think it's the same video. It's weird because I'm in the back end of my YouTube right now and I don't even see even the first version of the video. So, but I know I'm live because Larry just typed in the chat and the Nightbot just showed up. And for those who want to know more about the Nightbot, we'll talk about that one day too. So here's Larry saying, yep, he can see and hear me. So that video is just not showing up on the back end. And of course, I lost track of the link to it because of the crash, right? And so... Oh, Michael Daniels, I love the chat on screen. You need to share with me your secret. Oh, it's EcammLive. It's EcammLive, Michael. So let's get Michael's comment up. And it's called EcammLive, but you need a Mac. If I'm not mistaken, Michael, you're not on a Mac. So if you're not on a Mac, sorry, no soup for you. And I appreciate everybody who has hung in here with me through this little crash that I had. So what I'm going to do, it's only a 2-minute demo. And since Rob is here and Beauty is here, and a lot of you guys are interested in podcasting, so I'm just going to play that quick demo. Eileen Smith here, and in a previous video, I asked you if you'd like hearing background music on videos or even when you're listening to podcasts. You all said yes. Today, I want to show you how you can use audio tracks to play in the background of your podcast episode. We're going to use the Spreaker Studio app. So come on, let's get started. We started off over here in the YouTube audio library and we found a track that we don't have to give attribution to. And so I've already downloaded this one. It's called Does It Float? Next step is to upload the file to Dropbox so it'll be available when we open the Spreaker Studio app. Now you recognize the Spreaker Studio app. It's the red one that has the record on it. Now, when you go into the app, you'll see first that you can add effects because this is our effects menu. So we're going to click on the add effects. Now you have choices. The one that we're going to take is browse because remember, we uploaded the file to Dropbox, but we could have also used Google Drive. So just so you see the choices there, Dropbox or Drive, all right? And what I did was I put a few zeros in the front of the file name so that it would be easy for me to find, especially for this demo. And so now you see there's a 3-minute track there called Does It Float? One of the things we want to check is that this auto ducking feature is on because the auto ducking tells the app how loud that background music should be. We can always increase that. So let's just say we wanted that music to be really subtle in the background. Okay. So now we're going to leave it on. So now we'll go back and we'll just do a quick recording. And this is going to be the Miss Eileen Speaks podcast. We'll do it offline. We could go live if we wanted to, but we're going to go offline. Hey guys, welcome to the Miss Eileen Speaks podcast. In today's episode, we're talking about the Spreaker Studio app. Stay tuned. That's what's coming up in today's episode. You want to learn more about how to use amazing podcasting apps like Spreaker Studio or Anchor or even the Podbean app? Be sure to subscribe and I will see you in the next video. Peace. Now, for you podcasters, as I'm listening to that, I'm thinking of things that I need to tell you. And one of the reasons why I'm always promoting Spreaker. Okay, first of all, Spreaker gives you countless options for how you can do your podcast. Now, I also talk about Libsyn, and that's probably the podcasting host that most people think of if they know, if they've been around for a while. Okay. And Libsyn is great. I love Libsyn too. But what I really love about Spreaker and that Libsyn does not have is the ability to record. They don't give you any recording tools at Libsyn. Spreaker provides not only the app, they have it for iOS. They have it for Android. You can use the browser Spreaker Studio. So you can just log into your account and start recording from the browser. Now, Anchor has that option too. But they also, this is another reason why Spreaker is heads and shoulders above the rest. They also have the app that you can download onto your computer. So this is a really unique feature. Hey, my girl Bren is here as well now. And, when you're able to record it from your computer, and that's how you would take advantage of Skype if you want to bring in a co-host or if you want to do an interview. You can do that. And you probably can do that on the browser as well. But the point is Spreaker has recording tools for you. And most of the other hosts don't provide that. Now, the other host that does provide that, I want to give them their shout out as well, is Podbean. Podbean does have an app. It has limited functionality compared to Spreaker, but it'll do. And you can add that background music and all of that right there on the Podbean app. But Spreaker is really a studio where you can, increase the volume. You can add in all the little stingers or stings, little sound effects and things. Whereas you can't do that with Podbean. It's just the built-in things. And the same way with Anchor. You only can add the built-in things that they have there. But with Spreaker, you can bring in your own sound effects. You can bring in your own background music. And you can do what I'm doing now. And I mentioned it earlier, but I'm going to say it again because I know new folks came in. You can live stream. You can live stream your show. You can live stream your show. Rob Greenlee, he was here earlier. He actually works for Spreaker, and he does the Spreaker live show every Wednesday. He records that show live with his co-host Alex Ecamm. So it's a unique scenario that you can do with Spreaker, and that's why I'm always telling folks about them. And I pretty much, they are one of my favorites. So yeah, so that was the podcasting thing. The other thing was this live streaming video tool that I'm using, which is the EcammLive. And for folks like Michael Daniels, if you're still here, there is a PC solution, not as full featured as Ecamm, but it's called Stage 10. And I believe I told you about it before, but just to remind you again, it's called Stage 10, and it's a browser based. You have to use Chrome. Browser based tool that you can use to live stream Facebook. And you can't bring the comments up on screen, I don't think, not yet, but that's something I could see that they may end up adding. But you can put your branding and your logos and all of that stuff there too, so that you don't have to just live stream on YouTube, because I know Michael Daniels is a YouTube live streamer. He's been doing it for years. And some of you guys who may be watching now, you're live streamers and you're doing it on YouTube. But there's other platforms, and this is what I like about both EcammLive as well as Stage 10, that you can also go live on Twitch and on Periscope. And of course, Facebook and YouTube. Okay. Okay. Interesting idea to publish live stream as podcast. Well, yeah, you're actually live streaming and then you eventually publish it to your podcast. But to live stream your podcast is a great way to bring your audience together. Just like you do the live streaming of video. A lot of times people do live stream video and repurpose that as a podcast. The only thing different with Spreaker is it's built in. You don't have to download and upload and do all that stuff. You have your Spreaker studio there. Add your intro, bring on your guest, do your interview, or if it's a co-host, talk about whatever you want to talk about. If you want to maybe you have a clip, an audio clip from another source that you want to play, depending upon what your podcast is about, right? You bring in that quick audio clip. Of course, you get permission to play the clip. Then you go back, have some more banter. Then you can have your commercials. If you have an advertiser or a sponsor, you can bring that if they have a pre-recorded thing. Spreaker also has the advertising platform that allows you to add pre-roll and post-roll, and eventually they'll allow you to add mid-roll, and you just let them know that insertion point, which, to just put that really quickly, after you've recorded your podcast, you know that there was a point in it where you transitioned from one topic to another. That would be your insertion point. And that would be where you would say, yeah, play an ad right there. And you, of course, make sure that it matches up with your audience. And that's Spreaker. That's one of the things they do. And VoxNest, which is the big parent company for them now. And, Spreaker has all that. And so even if you're hosting your show on Libsyn, or you're hosting your show on Blueberry, or you're hosting your show on podcast, you can use on Podbean. There is an app called Podcast, but something's wrong. They don't take new submissions or something like that. So anyway, if you're hosting it on another host, except Anchor, you can still take advantage of the advertising platform that is under the umbrella of VoxNest, but it's called Dynamo. And I actually did a little bit of a demo about that. Hey, Pat Murray, my friend, is listening while driving. That is the Durham Skywriter. Anybody who's anywhere near North Carolina, or if you got friends or a family in North Carolina, make sure you follow Durham Skywriter, because she will keep you up to date on all the happenings. Okay, so that was pretty much what I wanted to cover today. And if you guys have any questions, always know that there's 2 ways that you can contact me. Okay, so let's see if I have that already written out on one of my overlays. I may or may. Oh, no, but I did just get reminded to let you know that I do have a course on Anchor. And videos, tutorials like this are also be included in that course where we actually go beyond what you can do with Anchor, okay? Because Anchor has limitations. So Spreaker can help you expand on what you can do with Anchor. And so I'm going to include that in the course as well. I don't want to just limit it to Anchor. So that's over at eileen.link/course. That's where you can find that course. All right. So let's get back to the ways that you can contact me. So I might as well do that right now too. And put an overlay for that. And so you just bear with me. And I know that sometimes you just want to email me. You want to, we better make that a little bit smaller so that we can fit it on the, make the font a little smaller. How do we do that? There, so it doesn't interfere with my, my uber uncute hairstyle today. Tomorrow's Super Cute Saturday. Today is uber uncute. But anyway, I did try my best to do something with it. Email me at eileensmith.com/contact. eileensmith.com/contact. And if you're, watching this, you'll see it on the screen. ILEANE Smith.com/contact. And so I'm getting ready, and so I'll be over, right?
I'm not there. I'm down the street working.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's so nice to be on live stream and somebody bring you some food, some sustenance. All right. So I want to also let you know if you want to leave me a voicemail. And this is important too, because sometimes people may think the only way they can leave me a voicemail is over on Anchor. And that's not the case. You can just go to eileensmith.com/voicemail. And, if you leave me a voicemail, just know that I probably will include you in an episode of the podcast or perhaps in an upcoming YouTube video. So you'll get a shout out and you'll get in front of some of my peeps. And of course, I'll let them know what it is you specialize in, what your specialties are, and what they need to, what kind of value that you can offer to them. How's that? So with that, guys, this food smells so good. And I also got to make sure I head over to LA Fitness today. So if you're in the area, holla at your girl. Okay. With that, I want you to have a wonderful day, and I thank you so very much for coming. And if you could just, share this out on Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, wherever you like to share great content. So, talk to you soon, and have a wonderful day. Peace.